can we ignore the role of race and gender in this campaign? Does that do
Well,
anyone any good to pretend that that wasn't possibly playing a role here, especially given the rhetoric from the Republican ticket that dabbled in racism, sexism, misogyny?
well, that's exactly right. I mean, yes, I think race and gender played a role. I think racism and misogyny played a role. I don't think they. I can't quantify that. And it may have been a minor role, but if it weren't if Trump and his and other Republicans, frankly, didn't think that they wouldn't have sort of played around with those tropes as much during the campaign, which they did. Now, that said, Megan is absolutely right. You can't change the electorate. Just sitting there and blaming the voters and saying, it's your fault and you are all unworthy of us for having voted for Donald Trump. That is not a recipe for winning elections. And if you want to save the country, that's not a recipe for saving the country. And again, what strikes me about this election, the results as far as we know them, is that the loss of that connection between the Democratic Party and white and increasingly Latino working class voters, working class America, blue collar America, that used to be the Democrats' wheelhouse. Donald Trump has perhaps a generational talent for talking to those voters and for making them believe he is on their side. He sees them, he hears them, uh, and Vice President Harris did not have that talent. The Democratic Party right now it does not have that talent. There's some people. There's some governors, for example, who have shown that they can do that. But that really, rather than the blame game, that's what I would focus on if I were a Democratic operative or official. I would say, where do we go wrong? We've lost too much of the country here. There's no guarantee we're just going to get them back through
And
by having a more charismatic candidate the next time. We've got to talk to these people and connect with them.